What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers look to get back on track tonight against the Phoenix Suns. This is a very big game. The Lakers would like to close out these last two games, at least lock up the 7th seed. The 6th seed still is a real possibility. We'll get into that here shortly. But in the meantime, the Lakers need to handle business today against the Phoenix Suns. They are at home in LA. If they get the 7th seed or the 6th seed, they wouldn't be leaving LA until the playoffs. So that would be really good. So got to do your job, got to do your part. But there's a lot of questions with the Phoenix Suns. What are they going to do about their players tonight? And at least at the time of recording this video, there's no real information as to whether everyone is going to sit for the Phoenix Suns or not. But Phoenix ended up playing the Denver Nuggets. Denver sat all of their starters, all of their key players, and the Phoenix Suns had a real grind out game. Denver put up a real fight. Phoenix won 119-115, and their starters had to play heavy minutes. I mean, Kevin Durant played 41 minutes, Devin Booker played 37 minutes, Chris Paul played 37 minutes, and Ayton played 32 minutes. So you had all four of your main guys all play over 30 minutes and now are going to LA from Denver on a back-to-back, second game of a back-to-back. So you would imagine that Phoenix, very likely with everything sort of locked up now, Phoenix officially has the 4th seed locked up. You would think that they wouldn't want to play their guys. And the one report that we did get is status alert, no word yet on whether the Suns will rest players Friday. Coach Williams said it's possible Durant, Booker, and Paul could play just the first half. So what could happen is we could see the Phoenix Suns just play their main guys the first half and then see how the first half goes, and then that second half is when the Lakers would be facing the bench unit and all of their backup guys. So that could be beneficial for the Lakers. The other thing is the argument for the Suns to play guys, right, is to build chemistry and cohesiveness going into the playoffs. The Phoenix Suns have only played like 8 games, something like that, 9 games with Kevin Durant. So you'd imagine that they'd want to play as many games under their belt as possible. But if you're Phoenix, is that more important than getting these guys healthy going into the playoffs, right? They have the 4th seed locked up. Now, it's just about who is going to play them as the 5th seed. Does Golden State end up pulling it out, and now they have to face Golden State? Do the Clippers stay in the 5th seed, and now they have to play the Clippers? Do they both end up losing both of their games, and the Lakers win both their games, and they get the 5th seed? There's a lot of possible combinations that could happen right now. Even the Pelicans, right? I mean, theoretically, you could have everybody lose all their games, and the Pelicans win their 2, and they're in. So it's still not locked up for the 5th seed through the 8th seed, but you can kind of get an idea. Very likely the Clippers are going to end up being that seed. The Clippers would play the Phoenix Suns for the last game of the season, but if they don't rest their guys now, I definitely think that they rest their guys for that last game. I don't think they're going to care, especially if they're going to have to play the Clippers. You don't want to have to give them a good look at you before your playoff series. And on top of that, you know, you're already locked into the 4th seed, right? Your goal is to get Kevin Durant, who has injury history, Devin Booker, who has injury history, Chris Paul has a ton of injury history, and even Ayton has had some injury history. All 4 guys you need as healthy as possible to get into the playoffs. So it's a very interesting scenario that the Lakers find themselves in. Now, if you're the Lakers, no matter what happens, you got to get this win. If they start their guys for the first half, or they start their guys and they play them the entirety of the game, regardless, you have to do your job. You have to play your part. You have to go out and win this game. You have to beat you have to beat Durant, is what I meant to say. And all these guys, you're going to get it done. You got to get it done. You have no choice. You need to win these last 2 games to ensure that at least, bare minimum, you get the 7th seed. Hope that the Golden State Warriors lose a game, and now you're the 6th seed. And diving into that matter, because the Warriors play the Sacramento Kings. And again, at the time of recording this video, we don't have full confirmation, but it's not looking good. So we got this. The Grizzlies still need 1 win or one Sacramento loss to clinch the number 2 seed over the Kings. They play the Bucks tomorrow. The Grizzlies aren't planning to rest anyone at this point. The Bucks have ruled out Giannis, Middleton, Holiday, Lopez, Allen, and Covington. So Sacramento is still in the possibility of getting the 2 seed. If they win both their games and the Grizzlies lose, then Sacramento would actually finish as the 2 seed. Now, the problem is that Memphis, they want that 2 seed clearly because they're planning on playing all their guys. And Milwaukee, they already have the best record in the NBA already locked up. The rest of the games do not matter. Milwaukee is going to get the number 1 seed overall and are the number 1 seed in the East. So they're sitting and resting all of their guys. The Grizzlies, again, at this point, seem to be playing everybody. The Grizzlies play at 5 o'clock. And the Kings play at 7. So it is something that the Kings could keep their eye on. And let's say for whatever reason, let's say the game is close, going into, game time decision for the Kings, or maybe the Bucks, like let's say the Bucks are just running out the Grizzlies. Maybe Sacramento says, hey, maybe the Grizzlies lose. Let's take a shot here, right? So this is what as of right now, for the Sacramento Kings have listed De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, Herter, Murray, Lyles, Mitchell, and Malik Monk, all as questionable for Friday's game against the Golden State Warriors. Now, they didn't rule them as out, right? So again, the Milwaukee Bucks, they've ruled their guys out. They've said, we're not playing our guys are sitting, they're done. Denver has done the same thing. The Sacramento Kings have said, hey, we'll keep everybody questionable, at least at this time. Depending on when you're watching this video, maybe we already got the announcement. But it is very possible that the Sacramento Kings wait to kind of see what is going on with the Grizzlies, right? Like, let's say the Grizzlies come out and they're up 20 at halftime. Sacramento probably sits all their guys. But if it's a tight game or like Milwaukee's winning, right? Like, let's say Milwaukee's up 10 at halftime. Milwaukee is still at home. It is very possible that the Sacramento Kings say, hey, let's play our guys against the Warriors. What's very interesting is the Sacramento Kings can basically decide who they want to play for the 6th seed, right? So if the Kings want to play the Warriors, you sit all your guys and play the Warriors. Problem is, the Warriors have all the experience in the world. They are the defending champions. Yes, they've had a rough season this year, but still the Warriors, right? And every year you'd think that the Warriors are down and out. Guess what happens? They end up pulling it out and winning a championship. So if you're Sacramento, do you really want to play the Warriors in a 7-game series? That's a real question. But then on the other hand, you look at it and you go, well, we got to play the Lakers with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the Lakers match up really good to us. They have the better defense. It's a tough spot for Sacramento to be in. They literally could end up deciding who ends up winning and who ends up getting the 6th seed. Now, also, look, there's always the possibility that Sacramento sits everybody and the Warriors still lose, right? They're going to be without Klay Thompson, and the Warriors have been god-awful on the road. I mean, like, literally one of the worst teams in the league. The only teams that are worse than the Warriors are the bottom 3 teams in the entire league. So the Warriors are bad on the road. So do they still drop this game? They still also have Portland. I don't think that they end up losing to them, but never know. I mean, there have been some surprises with Portland, right? Portland beat Minnesota at Minnesota, right? The Trailblazers are still, their players are still trying to win games, right? And they would be in Portland. So there's always that offset chance. But regardless, the Lakers got to take care of business. We got to root for the Kings regardless. Tonight, we are King fans because we want that 6th seed. If you can get in the 6th seed and you can get that week's rest and you don't have to worry about the play-in, that is just so beneficial for the Lakers, right? that just puts us in such a nice position because now guys get rest and we can prepare and plan and get ready to take on the Sacramento Kings. That would be beautiful. If the Kings end up just throwing this game and allowing the Warriors to walk away with it, then the Warriors very likely are going to get the 6th seed, and that means the Lakers are in the play-in, and they're going to have to take on, very likely, the Pelicans. Now, I still think we beat the Pelicans, right? Anthony Davis loves to play the Pelicans, loves to dominate the Pelicans. I think we match up great. I think, fully healthy, I think the Lakers just run through them. We've ran through them on several occasions this season, 3 times. So I don't see that changing. There is no timetable for Zion to return yet. But, hey, it's the Lakers. It's the play-in. You know very well that if he was ever going to return, it would be that play-in game against the Lakers. Good thing is, if you have the 7th seed, you have 2 chances to win 1 game. And on top of that, both of your games would be in LA. So you would have a real opportunity to win. Obviously, you'd want to win that first play-in game immediately because then at least that gives you about 3 days rest, I think it is. So that way at least you get some rest rather than if you end up losing that first game and then now you're going into that second game, you only get a day and a half's rest. That's not ideal. That's not what you want. Because then, you have to do that and then immediately go play Denver, who I do believe the Lakers can beat. It's just really rough. And you don't want to run the risk of, you want to handle business in the first game. Because once you get down to single elimination, anything could happen. Especially end up playing like Dallas, where they just have nothing but 3-point shooters and Kyrie Irving and Luka, who can all just get insanely hot. You don't want to risk it. Perfect world, the Lakers get the 6th seed. It's not looking great right now, but the Lakers have to handle business. You have to win these next 2 games regardless. You have to beat the Suns. You have to beat the Jazz. If you don't, then all of it's irrelevant anyway. There's still technically a possibility that the Lakers could fall into the 9th seed, but you know how you avoid that? You win your last 2 games, and then you have no worries, right? So let's go win our games. Let the chips fall where they fall. If we end up in the 6th seed, great. If we end up in the 7th seed, great. Regardless, get the win, get into the playoffs, and then trust this team to go on a deep playoff run and potentially win an NBA championship. I'm not saying they will, but I do think that they have a real shot. From the Lakers standpoint, you're not focused. You're not worried about the Warriors. You're not worried about anything, right? You're worried about the game in front of you. But from us as fans, I'm rooting for the Kings tonight. 100% undoubtedly. I'll go buy a De'Aaron Fox jersey if I have to, whatever it takes, right? Let's get this win. But we'll see. Time will tell. As always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? You think the Lakers get the 7th seed? Do you think they get lucky and get the 6th seed? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comment section.